A self-portrait is a work of art that the artist has made of themselves. For the first time after starting this channel, I am going to try one and take you all along with me in this journey. This is how I started this painting. Since I didn't try any thumbnail sketches, I simply drew a rough sketch over the plastic coating lining the canvas and checked whether the composition is good enough for me. Honestly, it's not the ideal way to do it, but I showed it simply because this is what I did for this painting. Ideally, you should first have the idea, then think of a composition. Check your composition with thumbnail sketches and select the best composition from the thumbnail sketches and paint that. You might be thinking, it's a self-portrait. What is there so much to think about? The artist has to take a photograph of himself and paint it. But is it that simple? Well, technically it may be enough, and I have seen a lot of self-portraits which are just technically self-portraits, but I think a self-portrait should showcase and reflect the artist himself. And when you look into the eyes of the portrait, you should be able to see the soul of the artist. Now, what do you mean by soul of the artist? Sapiens are the only existing species of humans in this earth. There is more than 800 crores of us. We are all genetically alike, but unique thanks to millions of years of evolution. Art has its own journey of evolution, and the art in the artist also changes along with time, both in style and content. In this process, every artist and every situation is unique. A self-portrait registers the unique style of the artist during that particular time frame of his life, with the exact likeness of his face, which is a reflection of his mind. It's like a fingerprint of the artist in the art world. But is that it? Is it just the identity of the artist? No. Like every painting, a self-portrait also should tell a story. A story about the complex emotions in his mind. A story about what he gave to this world and what he was given. A story about the tragedy or comedy in the drama called life. When the artist becomes successful in conveying his unique story in his unique style, in a way that it reaches the viewers with all its intensity, a self-portrait becomes the soul of the artist. It's also the reason why getting an idea can be the most difficult step when it comes to self-portraits, because it has to come pure from your soul or mind. Sadly, you cannot adapt or take inspiration from any previous artist in this case. For me, getting an idea used to be the simplest thing in painting process. Some ideas used to queue up in my mind, like a realistic portrait, followed by a contemporary realism work, followed by a spontaneous realism portrait, and so on. But this time, I really had to search in my mind for it. I used to do my breathwork exercises and lie down absent-minded for hours searching for the idea. If you are a regular viewer, you might be knowing that's my usual process of getting it. Only this time, it wasn't that easy. But one fine day, the idea hit me, a simple one, and it came with a composition of its own. The idea was of a circular frame from which several life-sized masks were hanging, which can be worn to disguise the identity or emotion. In this case, emotion only, as all the masks were of my own likeness. The mask in the center should look a bit more realistic and should be the only one with an eye. And now, what's the meaning of it? I must say that the painting is heavily influenced from Yuval Noah Harari's *Sapiens*, A Brief History of Humankind. The book gives you a clear-cut idea of our past, right up to where the evidences exist. It tells you in detail about our ancestors and us, sapiens, and our invasion of this great earth with our unique skills and imagination. Agriculture revolution, he thinks, is what converted the hunter-gatherer to a modern man. For the first time, human tried to play God instead of living the unique life that this world offered him. Foragers could dream of a good kill or the shade of a tree, but agricultural revolution helped humans to dream of abundance, which gave rise to expectation and greed. Humans were trying to play God, but Mother Nature was beyond his reach. The rain, the wind, the sun, all were out of his control. This was the exact point in history where gods were created, as a means to bribe in order to play according to humans. They offered prayers, sacrifices, and offerings in return. There is a debate going on among evolutionists whether humans domesticated paddy or paddy domesticated humans. But the actual debate should be whether humans mastered agriculture or agriculture mastered us. There is a page in the book that explains about the sad plight of domesticated cattle. They take birth, live, and die without knowing freedom, allowed to mate only so that humans can extract milk. In many places, the calves are killed off, and recorded sounds of calves are used to extract milk out of mother cattle. Some calves are locked up in tiny cages just after they are born and not allowed to walk or play outside for fear of their muscles growing strong. Until 4 months, when they are finally slaughtered. Soft muscles meant juicy steak. Juicier the steak, greater the demand. As demand increases, price and profit also increases. Cattle ensured its evolutionary survival by domesticating itself, but had to choose a miserable life in return. But are we any better? The demons created by agricultural revolution, leading to the profound evolutionary success of humans, and the imagined order created to prevent anarchy, is the reality for modern day human. We pray, we fight, we argue, and we even wait for a Captain Walker to take us to some promised land, all the while knowing that there is no Captain Walker and there is no promised land. We divide ourselves among religions, call ourselves communists, socialists, and capitalists, and are destined to fight with our own kind for this imagined order to succeed. What would have happened if sapiens remained hunter-gatherers? We were foragers for so long that our agricultural brains are met with biological limits in everyday life, to combat which we ask questions and find answers, and thus through science invented electronics and atom bombs. But dreams of our heaven still has humans as hunter-gatherers. And with that, let's have a look at the finished painting. I know what you guys are thinking. If this is all true, then why we become sad and happy? Why we pray? Why we fight? And most importantly, if not salvation, then what is the purpose of life? Well, I am no philosopher and no way wise enough to advise any of you watching this video. But here is what my forager brain tells me. The purpose of life is to live. Life itself is the journey, destination, and the reward. Hope you all enjoyed watching this video. If yes, here is a video that I think you should watch next. That's all from the video, guys. See you all in the next. Till then, take care and bye bye.